10 places in the world. A location forbidden to enter tough. No matter how much money there is, not one can travel to every place in the world as one wishes, because some places, no matter how much money there is, are not allowed to go in, or Sammy himself is afraid to go in just because it is a place. In this video, guys, you will have recognized the 10 places in the world. Top 10 forbidden places you can't visit. The Snake Island. If you don't want to be bitten by snakes, then steer clear from this island off the coast of Brazil. Its scientific name is Ilha de Queimada Grande, which translates to Island of Fire, and it's considered one of the most dangerous islands in the world. This is due to the large amount of snakes found here. In fact, it's been nicknamed Snake Island because there are more snakes here than people. There are over 4,000 species of snakes here, including the deadly golden lancehead. This snake is responsible for around 200 deaths per year. And to make matters worse, there aren't any anti-venom hospitals on the island. It's believed that these snakes were brought to the island accidentally when ships sank nearby. Since then, they've multiplied and now rule over this land. As a matter of fact, there are so many snakes on this island that they eat all the local rodents. Now the only animals living here besides snakes are birds. That means if you're bitten by a snake, you will have no chance of survival. There's no help, no medical treatment, and the closest hospital is over 200 miles away. That's why the Brazilian Navy keeps this island off limits to humans. Number 9. Marfa Lights Viewing Area. In Texas, there's an area known as the Marfa Lights Viewing Area. Here, mysterious lights have appeared out of nowhere. The strange thing is that nobody knows what they are. People have reported seeing orbs of light floating across the night sky, hovering over the landscape, and moving in strange patterns. There are all sorts of theories about what these lights could be. Some say they're UFOs, while others say they're swamp gas. However, despite the mystery, this area has been made off limits to protect the natural habitat. The lights have been here since the early 1900s, but nobody knows what they are. So, until we find out, we're not allowed to go near them. No. 8. Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Deep inside a mountain in Norway lies a seed vault. Inside this vault are seeds from almost every plant in the world. That's why some call it the Doomsday Vault, because it's supposed to contain seeds that could save our planet in case something happens to it. For example, if a nuclear bomb goes off or a virus kills off crops, we can use this vault to repopulate the earth with new plants. There are millions of seeds stored here, and scientists take great care of them. However, visiting this place is strictly prohibited unless you have special permission. Of course, this is done to keep the seeds safe, but it also means you can't go see them unless you're a scientist. No. 7. Gruen Mansion. Have you ever heard of haunted houses? Well, if you have, then you should definitely stay far away from the Gruen Mansion. Located in Texas, this mansion was built in 1872. It took 5 years to complete and was once considered the largest home in the state. The mansion had 15 bedrooms, 4 living rooms, and a ballroom. Back then, it cost over $35 million to build, and today, it's worth a whopping $135 million. However, many say this mansion is cursed. A series of tragedies struck the family who lived here. Their son died after falling down the stairs. Then their daughter committed suicide. Next, the maid passed away upstairs. And finally, the owner shot himself in the head. After that, nobody dared to live in the mansion. Today, it's abandoned and off limits to the public. Number 6. Las Majulas. This is the largest man-made landscape in the world. It's located in Spain and was created by the Romans. They used sophisticated mining techniques to dig out metals such as gold and silver. They dug out so much that they created huge caverns and tunnels underneath the ground. Eventually, the mines collapsed, leaving behind a barren wasteland. Over time, nature reclaimed the land. But even today, you cannot explore this site. In fact, the whole area has been made into a protected UNESCO site. To prevent any damage, no visitors are allowed. Number 5. North Sentinel Island. This island is uncontacted, meaning there are people living here who haven't seen another human in decades. The island belongs to India, but its residents have no idea that they're part of a country. In fact, they don't know anything about the modern world. Nobody knows what these people do for food or how they spend their days. There are estimated to be between 40 and 500 people on the island. But since we can't approach them, all we know is their population density. We don't even know what language they speak or what traditions they follow. There have been attempts to reach out to these people, but they always defend themselves with arrows. For this reason, the Indian Coast Guard patrols the waters surrounding the island to keep people away. Number 4. Woomera Prohibited Area. South Australia is home to a place called the Woomera Prohibited Area. No one is allowed to enter this zone because it's where the Australian military tests their missiles. They launch rockets and drop bombs in this area, so it would be pretty dangerous if anyone got in the way. What's more, the military uses real live ammunition to test their weapons. They need to make sure they're effective, and that's why the whole area is closed off. Even the people who live nearby are evacuated just in case. No. 3. Paviglia Island. Located near Venice, Italy, this island is completely deserted. That's because it's one of the most haunted places in the world. It first opened as a mental asylum in the late 1800s. The building quickly became overcrowded, and the patients were never given proper treatment. Instead, they were kept in inhumane conditions. The staff were overworked and underpaid, so they often abused the patients. By the 1920s, the building was demolished and turned into a quarantine zone for people with the plague. Thousands of people died here, and their spirits are said to roam the island to this day. Locals believe the ghosts lure people onto the island before taking their lives. Because of this, the island is off limits to humans. No. 2. Surtsey Island. Off the coast of Iceland lies a tiny island. It was formed in 1965 after a volcanic eruption, and today it's a nature reserve. This island is home to unique plant and animal species which couldn't be found anywhere else in the world. Since it's such a rare ecosystem, scientists are working hard to study it. However, the public is banned from entering the island. It's believed that our bacteria could ruin the growth of these unique plants and animals. Therefore, only scientists are allowed on this island, and they must wear special suits while exploring it. Number 1. Area 51. Last but not least, let's talk about Area 51. This is a highly classified United States Air Force base. It's heavily guarded by armed soldiers who will shoot anyone trying to get in. But what goes on inside this base is top secret. Some say it's nothing but a boring storage facility for old weapons, but others claim it's filled with spaceships and aliens. All these rumors started back in the 1940s when this base was first opened. Since then, people have tried to break in, but they're always caught. In fact, The base is so secure that we don't even know where it is. Officially, the base is somewhere in Nevada, but unofficially, nobody knows. All we know is that there are aliens and spaceships hidden here. So if you're anywhere near this base, run to safety. But now it's time for you to speak. Which of these forbidden places would you like to visit? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. In today's video, we recounting down the 15 most unforgiving places on the planet where survival is unjust difficult. It's nearly impossible. Get ready to explore nature's deadliest corners, the secrets behind their danger, and why even the toughest humans can't call these places home. So strap in, because you're about to journey into the most inhospitable places Earth has to offer. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more insane Earth facts, and let's dive right in. Number 15, we have the Danakil Depression. The Danakil Depression in northwest Ethiopia is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Located within the Afar Triangle, the Danakil Depression is a tectonic plate boundary where three major plates converge. This makes it one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. Between 2005 and 2016, there were over 3,000 earthquakes recorded here, ranging from 4 to 7 on the Richter scale. Add to this the extreme temperatures and the occasional volcanic eruption, and you've got yourself a hot mess. Temperatures here can reach up to 50 degrees Celsius or 122 Fahrenheit. And to top it all off, this region is highly poisonous. Sulfur and chlorine gas fill the air, making it hard to breathe. The Dalel volcano is the main attraction here. It has been erupting almost continuously since 1921. It is now one of the hottest inhabited places on Earth, with an average temperature of 36.3 degrees Celsius or 97.3 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why only about 100 people live in the Danakil Depression. Most of them work in the mining industry, extracting potash, sulfur, and other minerals. But if you're thinking about moving there anytime soon, don't. It's not worth it. Number 14, we have Oemajakan. Oemajakan is the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Located in the easternmost part of Russia, Oemajakan sits at 63 degrees north. This puts it just below the Arctic Circle. During the winter months, the sun only shines for 3 hours a day. Because of its high latitude, Oemajakan experiences extreme cold, reaching up to minus 58.2 degrees Celsius or minus 72.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The population of Oemajakan is around 500 people who live mainly as reindeer herders and gold miners. So if you're planning to move to Oemajakan, better come prepared with a heavy coat and a good pair of snowshoes. Number 13, we have Death Valley. Death Valley is the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the United States. Located in eastern California, Death Valley is a surreal landscape of sand dunes, salt flats, and rugged mountains. The valley is named after the many travelers who have died there from dehydration and exposure. The name stuck, even though most of the deaths occurred because of poor planning rather than the environment. Death Valley is also home to the hottest air that has ever been recorded on Earth. 56.7 degrees Celsius or 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit. The air temperature was recorded on July 10, 1913 at Furnace Creek Ranch in Badwater Basin, which is the lowest point in North America at 86 meters or 282 feet below sea level. Despite its harsh environment, Death Valley is home to a variety of plants and animals, including the iconic Joshua tree and the desert pupfish, a small fish that lives in the salty waters of the valley's many springs. Number 12, we have the Atacama Desert. The Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest non-polar desert on Earth. Some parts of the desert haven't seen rain in over 100 years. It's so dry that NASA has chosen it as the perfect place to test Mars rovers because the conditions are so similar. The desert is also home to some strange and wonderful creatures, such as the Atacama giant, a species of worm that lives in the sand, and the Atacama humil, a type of deer that can go without water for months. There are also over 30 known active volcanoes in the area, making it a potentially dangerous place to live. Despite the challenges, there are still around 4 million people who live in the Atacama Desert. They mainly live in small towns and villages scattered throughout the desert. Many of them work in mining or agriculture, although agriculture is difficult due to the lack of water. If you're thinking about moving to the Atacama Desert, you should probably think again. It may be a beautiful place, but it's not exactly easy to live in. Number 11, we have the Everglades. The Everglades is a vast, mysterious, and sometimes deadly swampland located in southern Florida. This unique ecosystem is home to a wide variety of wildlife, including alligators, snakes, turtles, birds, and mammals such as the Florida panther. The Everglades is also one of the most dangerous places in the United States for humans. Every year, several people are killed or injured by alligators or snakes. The water in the Everglades is also full of parasites and diseases that can make people sick. But despite all the danger, there are people who choose to live in the Everglades. Many of them are nature lovers who want to experience living in one of the most unique environments on Earth. Others are simply too poor to live anywhere else. So if you're thinking about moving to the Everglades, make sure you're prepared for anything. Number 10, we have the jungles of Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is a country located in the eastern half of the island of New Guinea. It is one of the most biodiverse countries on Earth, home to a wide variety of plants and animals. The country is also one of the most dangerous for humans. The jungles are home to venomous snakes, spiders, and other creatures that can kill with ease. The terrain is also very challenging, making it difficult to get around. But despite all the danger, there are people who choose to live in the jungles of Papua New Guinea. Many of them are indigenous people who have lived in the jungles for centuries. They have developed skills and knowledge that allow them to survive in this environment. Others are adventurers or researchers who come to study the unique wildlife. Number 9, we have the Central African Republic. The Central African Republic is a landlocked country in Central Africa. It is one of the poorest countries in the world and is also one of the most dangerous. The country is plagued by civil war and unrest, and its dense jungle is home to some of the deadliest animals on Earth. But despite all the danger, there are people who choose to live in the Central African Republic. Many of them are aid workers or missionaries who come to help the people of this country. Others are soldiers or mercenaries who are hired to fight in the country's many conflicts. Number 8, we have the Congo rainforest. The Congo rainforest is the second largest tropical rainforest in the world. It covers more than 1.5 million square miles and is home to a wide variety of wildlife. The rainforest is also one of the most dangerous places on Earth. The thick canopy makes it difficult to navigate, and there are many dangerous animals that live in the rainforest. But despite all the danger, there are people who choose to live in the Congo rainforest. Many of them are indigenous people who have lived in the rainforest for centuries. They have developed skills and knowledge that allow them to survive in this environment. Others are researchers or adventurers who come to study or explore the rainforest. Number 7, we have McMurdo Dry Valleys. Antarctica is often thought of as being covered in ice and snow. However, there are some areas of Antarctica that are actually quite dry. These areas are called dry valleys, and they can be found in both East and West Antarctica. One of the most well-known groups of dry valleys is the McMurdo Dry Valleys, which are located in the McMurdo Sound on the northern tip of Ross Island. These valleys are some of the driest places on Earth, with some parts receiving less than 1 inch of precipitation per year. Despite the lack of precipitation, there are still some lakes in the dry valleys, such as Lake Vanda and Lake Bonny. These lakes are unusual because they are completely without oxygen, and also because they contain a variety of unique microorganisms that have adapted to the extreme environment. The McMurdo Dry Valleys are also home to a number of unique geological features, such as Taylor Glacier and the Transantarctic Mountains. These features make the dry valleys a popular destination for scientists and researchers who are interested in studying the unique environment of Antarctica. Number 6, we have the Sea of Stars. The Sea of Stars is a truly remarkable natural phenomenon that occurs in the coastal waters of Vadhu Island in the Maldives. This stunning display of bioluminescence is caused by the presence of a microscopic marine organism called dinoflagellate. These single-celled organisms contain a pigment that glows blue when exposed to friction. As the waves crash ashore, the dinoflagellates are agitated, causing them to emit a bright blue light that illuminates the surface of the water. This creates a beautiful, starry effect that is similar to a night sky filled with twinkling stars. The Sea of Stars typically appears during the full moon when the amount of light pollution is at its lowest. This allows the bioluminescence to shine through more clearly and create a more spectacular display. It is also believed that the sea stars only appear when the ocean is calm and there is no wind. This allows the tiny organisms to float near the surface of the water and be easily agitated by the waves. Overall, the sea stars are a truly magical and awe-inspiring natural phenomenon that is sure to leave anyone who witnesses it in complete awe. The Maldives are truly a paradise on Earth, and this amazing display of bioluminescence is just one of the many reasons why. Number 5, we have Mount Washington. Mount Washington is a mountain in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, USA. It is the highest peak in the northeastern United States at 1917 meters, or 6,288 feet above sea level. Mount Washington is known for its extreme weather conditions. In fact, it is one of the most weather-beaten mountains on Earth. On April 12, 1884, the highest wind speed that had ever been recorded up until that time was recorded on Mount Washington. It was 126 miles per hour, or 203 kilometers per hour. On December 16, 1934, the temperature dropped to 47 degrees Celsius, or 116 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the coldest place in the Northern Hemisphere and the third coldest place on Earth at that time. Not surprisingly, there are no permanent residents on Mount Washington. The mountain is open to the public for recreation, but visitors must be prepared for all types of weather. If you're thinking about climbing Mount Washington, make sure you're prepared. It is a challenging climb, and the weather can change quickly. Number 4, we have the Himalayan mountains. The Himalayas are a range of mountains in Asia. They stretch for about 1,500 miles across 5 countries: India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Pakistan. The Himalayas are home to the tallest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest, which stands at 8,848 meters, or 290,317 feet above sea level. The Himalayas are also home to many other tall peaks, as well as deep valleys and fast rivers. The Himalayas are home to a variety of plants and animals. Some of the animals found in the Himalayas include the snow leopard, the red panda, and the Himalayan black bear. The Himalayas are also home to a variety of plant life, including the rhododendron and the pine tree. Despite the beauty of the Himalayas, they are also a dangerous place. The terrain is rugged, and the weather can be unpredictable, making it difficult to navigate the mountains. Avalanches and rock slides are common, and the thin air can make it difficult to breathe. Despite the dangers, people do live in the Himalayas. Many of them are nomadic herders or farmers who have adapted to the harsh environment. Number 3, we have Svalbard, Norway. Svalbard is a Norwegian island group located in the Arctic Ocean between Norway and the North Pole. The largest island is Spitsbergen. The climate of Svalbard is very cold and dry. The average temperature in January is -11 degrees Celsius, or 12.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun only shines for 3 hours a day in the winter and 6 hours in the summer. Svalbard is home to a variety of wildlife, including polar bears, reindeer, foxes, and birds. Despite the harsh conditions, there are a few hundred people who live on Svalbard. Most of them work in mining or research. So if you're thinking about moving to Svalbard, bring a heavy coat and don't expect much sunshine. Number 2, we have the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert in the world. It covers an area of about 9,200,000 square kilometers, which is larger than the continental United States. The Sahara Desert is located in northern Africa, and it spans across 10 countries: Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Sudan, and Tunisia. The Sahara Desert is incredibly hot and dry. The average temperature in July is around 38 degrees Celsius, or 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Some parts of the Sahara Desert receive less than 25 millimeters of rainfall per year. Despite the harsh conditions, there are a few people who live in the Sahara Desert. Most of them are nomadic herders who move around with their animals. Last up in our number 1, we have the Australian outbacks. The Australian outback is a vast, arid, and sometimes inhospitable region of the Australian continent. The term outback itself refers to the interior or remote rural parts of a country, particularly in Australia. It encompasses a wide range of landscapes, from red sand dunes and rocky deserts to flat grasslands and tropical savannas. Despite the harsh conditions, the Australian outback is home to a variety of unique plants and animals, including kangaroos, koalas, wombats, emus, and many species of birds and reptiles. There are also a number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who have lived in the outback for thousands of years. They have a rich culture and history and have developed a deep understanding of the land and its resources. If you're thinking about visiting the Australian outback, be sure to pack plenty of water and sunscreen and be prepared for all types of weather. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.